Video. Call to order meeting of the Jefferson County Commission. It is Tuesday, June 30th, 2026 at 9:33 a.m. This is our last meeting before the 250th anniversary of our great country, and it's a great day to be an American. We always start with God and country in Jefferson County. That is our tradition. So I'll ask everybody to join me in a moment of silence, please, and then we'll do the pledge. Thank you. And now the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the West Virginia Pledge, which is located in your packet. I pledge allegiance to the flag of West Virginia, which serves as a constant reminder that mountaineers are always free, which stands as a symbol of her majestic mountains, fertile forests, rich veins of coal, and the pride of her people. Wonderful. All right, let's go through the consent agenda. We are on pages 5 through 32. Approval of minutes. Any objection to minutes from June 4th and June 8th? Those draft minutes are in your packet. Without objection, those are approved. Accounts payable. Without objection, those are approved. Manual checks. Without objection, those are approved. Payroll. Without objection, that is approved. Requisitions. Without objection, those are approved. And hires on pages 35 through 36. Without objection, those are approved. Thank you so much. So we just approved spending on the consent agenda. For those who are new to our meetings, we actually have all of our spending posted online, updated daily. Jefferson County Commission spending syncs with West Virginia Checkbook, that's wvcheckbook.gov, on a daily basis. A complete list of publicly available information and tutorials on using the site are available online. And our draft meeting minutes that we just approved are also available on our website. Any updates to the agenda, Madam County Administrator?
No, sir.
Okay, let's go to public comment. For those who are new, we do 3 minutes per person with a cap of, what is it, 10 or 15? I forget. With a cap, then we return to the remaining speakers at the end of the agenda so we can proceed to regular business. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we have more speakers than our time limit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count the time. If you're coming up to speak and you have about 10 seconds left, as a courtesy, I'll make this noise and I encourage you to wrap up by your 3-minute time limit. And then at 3 minutes, thank you for speaking and go to the next speaker. All right, our first speaker is David Tabb.
Okay,
There you go.
here we go again.
All right.
David Tabb, lifelong resident, makes the following statements. The special meeting of today, 6/30/26, is not within the requirements of 3 business days of notice. Secondly, the agenda pack has no values on the approval of 11 terms of accounting payable. Also, public comments is to be presented before any action taken by the county commission. The public has the right and responsibility to review and make comments on the minutes and the agendas within the county commission's purview. No official actions can be taken today because this special meeting is out of compliance. Agenda 9, dealing with the Valley Link transmission lines. On June 11th, 2026, the County Commission made an announcement to the public of information dealing with this transmission line. The County Commission also put in the County Commission has no oversight over this project. This is not true. Anything dealing with property, right-of-ways, assessment of values, to include transfer of use, is within the Jefferson County's authority by and through planning and zoning and the Board of Review of Property Values. Once again, these transmission lines have no financial benefit to the county and will continue to destroy the Jefferson County's view vista and historical properties. Agenda 14.1, Mr. Grove, dealing with the prosecuting attorney's office. After reviewing the agenda pack, there is no documents violating the public's right to make public comments on court cases that could affect the community or the county's taxpayers and the consumer as a whole. Agenda 15.1, historical emergency agency accounts. Mr. Tabb is deeply concerned that the JCESA reappointment, redirection, all from, used to be from the community. Now it's by the county commission itself. And the destruction of the volunteer emergency services without any consideration from the volunteers. This is further concerning that the accounts and loans and everything else is being redirected by the county commission without any oversight. ARPA misappropriated millions of dollars to take over the volunteer ambulances. JCDA. Once again, Mr. Tabb is deeply concerned that the community, it used to be a community appointment agency, independent agency. Now it appears that the JCDA doesn't go with the wishes of the county commission, the members are removed. It appears that the Jefferson County Commission has made bad financial decisions and are trying to use the JCDA to refund. There's a lot of problems in this world, and we got one of them right here. Y'all need to fix it. Y'all have a nice day.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tabb. And our next speaker is Garima Lodwal. Did I pronounce that correctly? Okay, come on up to the microphone. We've got two here. You can speak at this one or at that one and just press the button.
Oh, okay. We apologize. So we'll see you in a little
wonderful.
bit.
Excellent, excellent. And I'm going to need help with this. First name could be Ashley. Second name starts with an H, I think, maybe.
No,
Come on up.
another
Same
employee.
thing.
I think
Okay.
they thought you were signing the attendance sheet.
Oh, excellent. Oh, is this your autograph? That's great. That's great. All right. Well, we're going to have you up in just a second. Wonderful. Elizabeth Shockley. All right, Ms. Shockley, I'm going to do the same thing where I'll start the timer, and then when there's about 10 seconds left as a courtesy, I'll make this noise.
Great, thanks. Before I break something. Good morning.
Good morning.
A year and a half ago, I wrote a letter to the county commission asking that you as a board take any and all steps available to stop any projects to build new power transmission lines across our county. Last week, I received a flyer, a pamphlet, not even a letter in the mail that announced the Valley Links open house to present information about their proposed project to build new transmission lines through Jefferson County. The map appears to show this project coming through our farm. We have been in Jefferson County for over 20 years, farming 240 acres. We raise beef cattle, grow corn, and hay. I don't believe this project is necessary to build in these lines. As we know, technology is rapidly changing, and by the time they finish the lines, will probably be outdated and unnecessary for the states it's going to. We know the bulk of these transmission lines will not be available to West Virginia and will not benefit us in any way. It actually will increase our utility cost. Virginia has become the largest data center area in the world and should be responsible for building adequate power supplies for those centers in their state. This project would add another layer of industrial development to our county. We are known for outdoor adventures, historical sites, and more. Massive power lines running through the county would impair our rural value and is not something that we want to be known for. The county has grown significantly since the current power lines were established, and building more lines would dramatically affect subdivisions, farms, and businesses along the path. If the power lines come through our farm, as the pamphlet suggests, it would severely limit our ability to grow and harvest hay and corn crops. I have heard of breeders of cattle who have had issues due to the electric and magnetic fields, and it's affected their breeding operations, and that's a large part of our operation as well. I strongly urge this commission, organizations and private citizens to voice their disapproval of this and any proposal that would build new transmission lines through our county. As a representative of the people, please take any and all steps you can to stop this project from running rampant through our county. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And our next speaker is Karen Newman.
Hi, I'm Karen Newman from Shepherdstown. Like I've been telling you for a while now, the Valley Link project is here. Their routes are now live on the website. There are more than a dozen possible route segments through Jefferson County in places maybe that we didn't expect. Some of these parallel existing transmission lines, some run kind of nearby existing transmission lines, and some are in places without any transmission lines at all. There are two different possible crossings of the Appalachian Trail. There's a new crossing of Harpers Ferry National Park. There's a new crossing of Route 9 at the top of the mountain. Welcome to West Virginia, where we have transmission extension cords for other states. Historic resources are impacted. This line will go right across the street from South Jefferson Elementary School. Citizens are very concerned, and I mean very. So I am looking forward to your map of impacted resources, and I thank you for taking that step to try and put all this together on a map and see what it impacts, because the power company maps are kind of blown out aerial maps, and it's hard to see everything that is there. Valley North is not for us, but we're going to pay for it. PJM planned Valley North to serve data centers in Loudoun County. And this is the slide from PJM that tells what they were planning it for. Load growth in Dominion, attributed primarily to data centers in Dominion. Now, Dominion is the power company, of course, in Northern Virginia. This is not for data center or other development along the route. It's a project to take power from one area to another. It's not something that gets connected to, because it's very expensive to step down this high a voltage. This is the highest voltage that they build here in this country. And the data centers are more likely to be attracted to existing lower voltage lines, 500, 138, 230, which I don't know that we have any 230s here. And this is what has been happening here in the Panhandle with the line out, or the data center out in Summit Point is interested in tapping into that existing 500. The one out in Beddington is interested in tapping into an existing 500 kilovolt line. So that is, I mean, we have everything we need right now to attract data centers. These lines are not going to be an attractant for data centers here. They are an attractant for data centers at the end of the line in Loudoun County. We understand that Jefferson County has no authority to approve these lines. However, other West Virginia counties, including Mon, Preston, Mineral, and Hampshire, have passed very strong resolutions against both Marl and Valley North. And they have also intervened in the PSC case to protect the citizens and the county's interest in orderly development and protecting its real estate tax base. And
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Our next speaker is Kat Kemmerling.
Good morning.
Good
I'm
morning.
Catherine Kemmerling. I'm accompanied by my service dog, Opal. I completely concur with the two previous speakers, and I'm not going to echo what they say, but I'm in raging agreement with them. My husband and I own the Grass is Greener farm at 1960 Bloomery Road here in Charlestown. We have owned that property since 2019. It's approximately 70 acres. We have, we use regenerative and rotational practices to produce our eggs, which are all sold locally by Missy at the Fruit and Veggie Wagon and at the Charlestown Market. We also sell pork and breeding pigs and turkeys at Thanksgiving. My husband and I are both disabled veterans. Collectively, we have given over 60 years of our bodies and our lives to this country. We deliberately purchased this property and set up this farm to be a place of peace, to be a place of security and a respite from the PTSD and other issues that we both suffer from. Like Liz, sorry. We found out about this on Thursday, and this has had already a significant impact on our mental health. Additionally, we run many businesses, several businesses out of that property. One of them is a retreat center where I help veterans like myself who are recovering to build resilience. If this power line goes through the way this map shows, it will run right through and divide our property in two, making it unable to be used for the regenerative and rotational grazing practices that we use. Additionally, it will destroy the peace and tranquility that we have, both personally and professionally, to develop programs for resilience for veterans like us. I know that many of you on the commission oppose this, and if you don't, I encourage you to get on board. Voting is coming. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And our next speaker is Kyle Foyle.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Kyle Fogel. I'm here to speak on agenda item number 9. I'm here speaking on behalf of my wife, Natasha Cable Fogel, who unfortunately could not be here this morning. There are concerns we both have as homeowners, parents, and members of this community. Our family has recently purchased what we intended to be our forever home and farm here in Jefferson County. For Natasha, this issue runs even deeper than purchasing a piece of property. Her ancestors founded Cabletown, a place many would argue is one of the most beautiful and historic countrysides in Jefferson County. Generations of her family have lived here, worked this land, and helped shape this community. Now together, we're raising our son here and hope that would continue that legacy. This wasn't a purchase we made on a whim. We invested in this property for years, or after years of hard work and planning and saving. Before we closed, we performed extensive due diligence because we knew that there had been discussions about potential transmission line routes. We specifically wanted to avoid investing our family's future into property that could one day be permanently altered by infrastructure of this magnitude. Now we're here because that possibility is once again on the table. Like many of our neighbors, we're not standing here because we're against electricity, progress, or infrastructure. We understand our electric grid must evolve. What we're against is asking rural families to shoulder the permanent burden of a project whose primary benefits extend well beyond our community, while we absorb nearly all the lasting consequences. You're asking us to transform some of the most beautiful countryside in Jefferson County into a corridor dominated by towering transmission structures. You're asking families who deliberately chose to live here because of the open farmland, mountain views, and rural character to accept that those qualities are now secondary to this project. For our family, this property is more than an investment. It's where we're raising our son. It's where we plan to grow old together. It's our retirement, our legacy, and what we hope to one day pass down to the next generation. You aren't simply asking us to give up a strip of land. You're asking us to accept diminished property values, a dramatically altered landscape, reduced marketability if life ever requires us to sell, and the emotional impact of seeing massive transmission structures across land we work so hard to preserve. Those whose land is directly impacted may receive compensation based on today's market value, but let's be honest, that money will eventually dwindle and disappear. It will be spent, bills will be paid, families will move forward, or it will be invested elsewhere. What won't disappear are the transmission lines. They will remain forever or for generations to come. And what about the neighbors whose lands that isn't crossed by the easement. They will
Thank you so
receive
much,
no
Mr. Foyle.
compensation at all.
We do have a 3-minute time limit that I apply to everybody, but I appreciate your comments and we'll
thank
go to the next speaker. This is for all the speakers. If you'd like to submit a written comment for the record or a slide for the record, we'd be happy to accept that and include that in our meeting minutes. Our next speaker is Grant Davis or Davies.
Thank you very
Morning.
much. My name's Grant Davies, 414 Mount Hammond Lane. I want to echo what the previous speakers have said about item number 9. I want to go beyond that, though. I've been a management consultant for over 35 years, and it so happens my management consulting experience is with electric utilities. And what I've seen in Loudoun County is the constituents there, their constituents built data centers, but they had a hook to it. The hook was you couldn't build on-site generation by those data centers. And the net result of that is we are now transferring our lives, part of our life that we've invested in, as the speakers have said, and I'm not going to repeat them, in satisfying the constituents that you don't have in Loudoun County, that don't like the noise from transmission lines, don't like the noise from on-site generation. And as a result, we're going to provide the power. I'm mystified that anybody would want to invest West Virginia in Loudoun County. Doesn't make any sense to me. And it, as I said, I've had over 35 years of experience. And I can assure you that the transmission lines for a 765 kV line, the cost of that will be borne in part by West Virginians. There's no doubt about that, unless they change the regulations at FERC. And I don't think that's going to happen. I'm not going to take a lot of time. I am going to submit more comments in writing, but this is just mystifying. And I just hope that all of you, while you can't affect the legislation, I understand that, you have a voice and you have a powerful voice, and you need to use that to support your citizens and your constituents. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Davies. That concludes our public comment. We will now proceed to regular business. First on our agenda, we have our county assessor, Angie Banks, the award-winning 2-time statewide recognized best assessor in the entire state of West Virginia, Angie Banks. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Good morning. I can
microphone's
hear
not
you,
on.
but the mic is not on, and we'd love to have you amplified and recorded.
Is it on now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. All right. Good morning. I am sure you have already looked over the one exoneration to be approved.
I'll move to approve.
Motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Hepestay, moved by Commissioner Soliper. Is there any debate on this matter? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That is approved unanimously.
And I have one approval for employment.
Move to approve.
There's a motion to approve by Commissioner Stolper. It's been seconded by Commissioner Mood. Comment is that the assessor provides the funds to hire her staff. This is budget neutral, and we're glad to see this move forward. Any other comments or thoughts?
Yes,
Madam Administrator?
just to be clear, this is a motion to approve the hiring of Nicholas Connor at $40,000 with an increase after a 90-day probationary period beginning July 6, 2026.
That is right. That's the draft motion. The mover was Commissioner Soliper. Do you? accept
Yes,
that?
yes, I'm-
And the seconder, Commissioner Mood?
Hmm.
Both the mover and the seconder agree that that should be amended and stated as the county administrator stated it. Any questions or debate on this motion? All those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, let's have some fun. Years of Service Awards. Lynn Dillo, come on down.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is always fun. Today, we're proud to recognize and thank our employees for their years of dedicated service to the Jefferson County Commission. Your hard work, professionalism, and commitment help keep our county running and make a positive difference in the lives of our residents every day. Whether you have served for a few years or many decades, each of you has contributed to the success of this organization and the strength of our community. On behalf of the Jefferson County Commission, thank you for your loyalty, your service, and the many ways you support our county and citizens. Our first Years of Service Award is given to Sherry Farmer. She has 1 year of service with the Jefferson County Animal Control, and she is out on vacation, so she's unable to get hers, but I'll make sure that she gets that. Our next Years of Service Award is presented to Gabriel Arizaga, who is also out today, and we will make sure that he gets that. He has 1 year of service as our IT director.
Excellent.
Our next award goes to Ashley Halfley with our Fleet and Facilities Department. She has 1 year of service. Our next award is presented to Garima Lodwell with 1 year of service with the Sheriff's Tax Department or Tax Office. Next, we have Ryan Milborn with 20 years of service with our Fleet and Facilities Department. Way bigger. Our next award goes to Deborah Lowe with 20 years of service with the Sheriff's. Our last award is very special. I'd like to extend a very special congratulations to June Bowers as she celebrates an incredible 40 years of service
Wow.
to the Jefferson County Commission. Reaching this milestone is a remarkable achievement and a testament to her dedication, knowledge, and unwavering commitment to serving the citizens of Jefferson County. Although June has officially retired, we're fortunate that she continues to share her experience and expertise as a part-time employee in the assessor's office. Thank you, June, for 4 decades of outstanding service and for continuing to be an invaluable member of our county family.
All right, so everybody scoot down this way like 5 feet. Scooting.
Wow, that is just absolutely unbelievable. We're so grateful. I don't see Heather. Is Heather here? County Administrator, how would you like to proceed with item number 3? We could go to 4 and come back.
Let's go to 4 and come back. Let me make sure that Rob is online. Rob, are you there? Or Crystal? Are you ready to be up? West Virginia Association of Counties. All right.
Hi, thank you very much. I'm Rob Casto, the West Virginia Association of County Officials. Thank you guys for having us here today. Jonathan sends his best. He can't be with you all today, but we do want to send out a warm thank you for the invite, and be sure to let us know if there's anything we can ever do for the commission. With Sheriff Hanson, it's going to be wonderful working with the sheriff as our new president. As you know, some of you know, we represent the West Virginia assessors, the West Virginia circuit clerks, the West Virginia county clerks, and Prosecuting Attorneys Association and Association of County Commissioners. So he's going to have a lot on his plate. We've already seen some things on how he's helped us so far with last legislative session, being instrumental in some of the pay bills. Did an outstanding job, very hands-on. So we certainly appreciate that and look forward to working with him this coming year as well. I do the public policy for the association, and as you know, probably our main issue this year is going to be the jail costs and how the counties have to deal with that. So the timing couldn't be better for the sheriff to be our president with his years of service and his expertise in that field. And we're really looking forward to working with him on that issue, among many others that I'm sure that will come up. But with that, we thank you. I'm going to keep it short because I know you guys are busy. And if there's anything we can do, be sure to reach out to us. And congratulations again to Sheriff Hanson.
Thank you so much, sir. And for those who are not aware of the news, this is a terrific moment for Jefferson County. Sheriff Tom Hanson has been elected president of the West Virginia Association of County Officials. We now have in Jefferson County the president of this association. We also have a statewide recognized assessor. We have clerks in Jefferson County who are models for the entire state because they're doing excellent work. We have departments who come and visit Jefferson County to look at the way we're administering our work here and take notes and see if they can step up across the state. So I'm just so proud to be in the same county as Sheriff Hanson, and we're all proud of this recognition and his election as president of the West Virginia Association of Counties. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Does anybody have questions or comments for our guest? Just want to say thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. We will move forward with our agenda.
So I don't see Heather here or online, so I'll just give a quick overview of the Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce is an organization that brings together all the business entities in Jefferson County. And I'm going to switch cameras here while we're doing it. And that organization also has a program that's often referred to as an MBA in Jefferson County, which is called Leadership Jefferson. I found that to be invaluable in my time of my work when I began in Jefferson County, and have really pushed forward to have other employees take that program to get their MBA in Jefferson County. That includes our HR representative, that includes other members of the Development Authority, that includes our JCESA, and this year it includes Andy, who is here, from our engineering, planning and zoning. He's our zoning administrator. Rhonda Willingham, who's the chief of staff for the assessor's office. And then Tara Van, who is actually speaking at a national conference this morning on 2 topics with regard to 911. And this just shows you how it is a fantastic leadership tool. In fact, a critical tool that I am near a requirement for all of my directors and deputy directors to go through this program. So we're kind of celebrating 2 things. One, the end of this 2026 year. And so I'd like to congratulate, if we could have Andy and Rhonda come up to the front so you could shake their hand and get a photo with them on their graduation from 2026. And then also to let you know that it is open, and employees right now are in the process of applying for the 2027 year. And I anticipate that we again will have 3 employees going through the leadership program. So thank you very much to Andy, Rhonda, and Tara for your commitment to Jefferson County and your commitment to growing as leaders within Jefferson County. They get an 80.
I don't see Sheriff Hanson here, but we do have a little bit of business with Sheriff's office.
He's here.
laid up, so.
He's on the left side of the room right there. Sheriff Hanson, Lieutenant Sell.
Come on up, Lieutenant.
You're gonna say, come on down. I expect the Price is Right treatment. You
We're
don't
on,
get that just much more, do you?
we're on pages 44 through 45. We've got some hires.
Good
morning.
In conjunction with the Board of Education, proposing to hire the following individuals as school safety officers: Robert Owen, and Rice, and Larry Houck.
Dr. Sell, can you turn on your speaker so that people online can hear you?
We can hear you just fine, but they can't hear you online. You just got to shake it.
Was that better?
Yes, thank you so much.
Do you want me to start over?
That'll be great. Yeah, please. Thank you.
Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, in conjunction with the Board of Education, are proposing the hire of the following individuals as school safety officers: Robert Owen, Timothy Rice, and Larry Houck. As a reminder, the salaries for these positions are placed upon a scale adopted by the Board of Education based upon years of law enforcement experience and degree, and are fully reimbursed by the board. Those individuals will be eligible to begin working on July 20th, 2026. The updated memorandums of understanding for these positions and the prevention resource officer at Jefferson High School will be coming in August.
Excellent. Discussion on this. There's multiple government agencies. How did it work with the accounting, everything lined up appropriately? Could you comment? on
Yes,
that?
Ms. Lowe, who's been here for 20+ years, will be sending a reimbursement invoice for all costs,
Excellent.
which the board will pay.
Oh, perfect. Okay, and that works with our budgeting system?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, excellent. Questions from the commission?
No. I'll move to approve the hire of Robert Owen, starting salary at $63,600. I moved also, well, I'll include all 3 of them. Timothy Rice, starting salary $64,933, and Larry Houck, starting salary $64,933.
Second.
There's been a motion from Commissioner Soliper, seconded by Commissioner Mood. Discussion on this matter? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously.
Thank you. The Jefferson County office has a vacancy within the administrative staff. Dana Crawford has been identified as the candidate to fill that role. She'll be a full-time employee beginning July 27th with a starting salary of $47,000 with a potential of an increase of $1,000 to $3,000 following the successful completion of her 90-day probationary period.
I
Great.
move to approve the hire of Dana Crawford as a full-time administrative assistant beginning July 27th, 2026 with an annual salary of $47,000 flat.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Key, seconded by Commissioner Heffestay. Questions? Does this fit in the budget?
Yes, it does.
It does. Other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes unanimously. Excellent.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you,
The
Lieutenant.
sheriff's shadow does pretty good job.
Do we have do we have Mr. Ward? Is he going to come downstairs? If not, I do see our circuit clerk. We can move on. Okay, let's come back to Mr. Ward. Next on our agenda, agenda item number 7, Jefferson County Circuit Clerk Tina Renner. Madam Clerk, we are on page 48.
Hello.
Morning.
Can you believe I used to do karaoke? Anyway, I'm Tina Renner. I'm still your circuit clerk at Jefferson County. And it's been 3 years since I had to hire anybody, which is a compliment, I would think. And now I get to hire 2, one due to a promotion, one due to a retirement. I posted this position, both positions, about a month ago and was overwhelmed with the responses. Both positions were posted at $39.5, and I got over 25 resumes, 25 West Virginia resumes, which was not a requirement, 22 Jefferson County resumes, which still wasn't a requirement. Out of all those, every interview was done, and we selected 2. One, I can say the name. The other one, I have to give respect to that she has to take care of business where she is now in Jefferson County. The first one is Paula Hardy. Paula was approved back on June 4th County Commission meeting, but we had not really tied down anything. Paula also is a lifetime resident of Jefferson County, and she's going to service the residents here very well at the circuit clerk's office. The second one is, like I said, I'll come back and tell you the name once she takes care of business on her end, but she is also starting at $39.5. Both of these are budget friendly, and one of my bosses. Anyway, we look forward to both of these coming on for a long, long time. And I think that's all I have.
Thank you so much, Madam Clerk. And I'll turn to our county administrator or chief financial officer or our council. How would you
Good morning.
recommend that we
I
structure
just one
this
item. I
motion?
think we're gonna have to. We'd have to approve someone by name, I think.
Okay.
So we might have to put off the second one until I understand why that confidentiality is an issue, but we probably have to just reschedule.
Well,
But
I have it on paper that it's going to be signed.
So it'll be part of a record. It'll be part of the record then. I mean,
That's fine.
okay.
I mean, at least what,
I thought
It
we were
is-
trying to, I thought we were trying to keep the name confidential until they finish up their other job. That was my
So
impression.
we could have it included in the meeting minutes within following this meeting, but just not said during
I don't
this
think-
specific.
I don't think everybody's watching this today, but that's okay. Is that all right? Are we okay? Or do you want me to schedule to come back on the next meeting and announce her name?
I think we need the name for the records.
Okay, even though I have it on the,
Our legal account.
Yeah.
I think that's the safest thing to do because ordinarily we put in, it's at least in the packet.
okay.
Yeah.
I will hold her PAF form and I will only introduce Paula's and then I'll come back on the next agenda for this one.
That was advice from our legal counsel,
That's
how we
fine.
do it. Yes,
That's
ma'am.
fine.
Okay,
I just want, I want to respect her and I want to respect the business in Jefferson County as well.
sure.
Excellent.
Thank
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Is there a motion for the first hire for which we have a name?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved as to approve as presented from Commissioner Mood. It's been seconded by Commissioner Stolper. Questions? Same question I ask for every single hire. Is this
So
budget neutral?
This was already approved the last
And we
meeting.
need the name and the date and the salary and
And do we have that information?
Name is Paul Hardy.
Paula Hardy.
Salary's 39,500.
PAULA Hardy.
Where's your start date?
When's your start date? July what? July.
Starting on July 6th, 2026.
Yeah, so we already approved this. I don't think we need a motion for this one, do we?
I think we approved the hire, but without a start date or a name or a amount. Yeah,
Right.
so this is to approve Paula Hardy with a starting salary of 39,500 and a start date of July 6th. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, Commissioner Mood approves of that. That's a seconder approve
Yes,
of that
sir.
change.
Mhm.
Okay, so to just state one more time, this is to clarify that the hire is for Mr. Paul Hardy at a starting salary of
Paula.
39. or-
Paula.
Excuse me, Ms. Paula Hardy at a starting salary of 39,500, effective July 6th, 2026. Do we have questions? I ask the same question every time. Budget neutral, Mr. Bound? Thank you, ma'am.
Correct. There was a vacancy of 57,000, so that funds this. Correct.
Excellent. Sometimes I like just going through the motions.
Absolutely.
And asking the question and having it said into the microphone. Thank you. Any other questions from the commission? Okay, there's a motion. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passed unanimously. Excellent.
And I would like to make a comment that having that many people apply for a position in Jefferson County, when not that long ago, it seemed like we had people trying to vacate this place as fast as they could. That really says a lot for the county staff and the operation in this county.
I would echo that. Thank you, Commissioner Mood, and thank you, Madam Clerk, for setting the right example and making this a place where people want to apply to work. Congratulations. Excellent. We will move forward. We have a county circuit clerk who don't know. We also have a county clerk. County Clerk Shadle. Next on the agenda, item number 8. We are on pages 49 through 63.
Sorry, guys, you're stuck with me.
The award-winning Nikki Painter.
Good morning.
morning.
First order of business is to convene as the fiduciary review board.
So moved.
It's a motion to convene as a fiduciary review board. This is a procedural matter. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. We have now convened as a fiduciary review board.
Okay. Item number 3, under our appointment, the fiduciary report and recommendation on the petition. That one will have to be postponed to the meeting on August 6th because it is part of a hearing. It had to be notified in the paper and everyone had to be notified of the date. So we have to resend those notifications because of the change in date for the commission meeting.
And
So we
which-
will not.
Which one is this one?
Number 3, the fiduciary report.
8.3.
Of Edward J. Still?
Yes. And we will postpone that for the August 6th meeting. Okay, the other 2 items, the first one is the monthly review of new estates, accountings and waivers, final settlement received since June of 2026.
I move to approve the list of estates open accounting waivers of final settlement received since June 2026.
Moved by Commissioner Stolper, seconded by Commissioner Majdi. Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously.
Okay, the second item, we do have 2 estates that need to be reopened as they found additional assets. So the estates will have to be reopened, assets be distributed, and then I will come back before you to have them closed again.
I'll move to reopen the estates of Jeffrey
Sussholtz.
and David Drennan.
Been moved by Commissioner Stolper, seconded by Commissioner Majdi. Discussion on this? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously, and 8.3 will be tabled. So come back later.
All right, thank you.
so much.
I move to come out of, or to return to regular session, sorry.
Motion, moved by Commissioner
I'm
Stolper.
gonna say, I won't-
Seconded by
Regular
Commissioner
session.
Heffestay. All those in favor of this procedural motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. We are now back in regular session and we're going to move on to an agenda item that was actually alluded to multiple times during our public comment. We are on,
We had number 6 to hit.
Prosecuting.
We skipped over Adam.
Oh, yeah.
that's right. That's right. Just one moment.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Ward.
after this, can we take a break?
He arrived without a lot of fanfare. Thank you for being so stealth.
I try, Commissioner.
Congratulations. Last week was a big week for Jefferson County. We're all grateful for your work.
Thank you. It was a very difficult case. I was pleased to be able to try it myself with our now former Chief Deputy Prosecuting Attorney working second chair in that case. And we're grateful for the jury and the result. Ultimately, we hope it signals that horrendous, heinous things that that individual did in this county, anybody who does that will be held accountable and will face, in his case, 37 to 160 years in the penitentiary.
As they should.
God willing.
Good job.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
So on a much more lighthearted note, but still important, we are here for our annual application for the VOCA grant. It's been 28 years now, I think. And so it's the grant that gets announced by the governor as though it's a new grant every year when it comes out, but really it's just a renewal of a previously existing grant. Our program coordinator, Rebecca Hall, is the one who handles this grant process. So at this point in time, I'd turn it over to her to allow her to go through the specifics.
Good morning, Commissioners, and thank you so much for having us today.
Morning.
So this is our fiscal year 26-27 Victims of Crime Act grant. This year, we're requesting $114,140, which funds 3 full-time victim advocate positions and 1 part-time victim advocate position, and that's to serve victims of crime here in Jefferson County. Those services, the last fiscal year that we had 24-25, we served 1,680 victims here in Jefferson County and provided them over 12,000 direct services during that year. And that includes going to court with them, assisting them in filling out the West Virginia Crime Victims Compensation Fund application, and providing them information and referrals to community resources. So we think we're very helpful to the victims of crime here in Jefferson County, and we'd like to submit our application for next year's grant.
Thank you. I think we should accommodate this, and I'll note that we moved our meeting to today to make sure we fit this timeline. This is a very important grant with extremely important benefits for our community.
Yeah, and I know firsthand that you have helped folks in Jefferson County. I thank you for your service. So I intend to support this as well. To be able to expand resources to help survivors and to allow for more community resources to come into Jefferson County is paramount. So thank you for all the work that you do.
Thank you.
I just want to emphasize that the reason that we're here today instead of Thursday is because of this action. So thank you, and thank you for the commission being flexible enough to schedule to make sure this important action occurred in a timely action. So thank you again.
Thank you.
I'll move, excuse me, I'll move to approve the grant as presented.
Second.
The motion from Commissioner Stolper to approve the grant as presented. It's been seconded by Commissioner Heffestay. Discussion, further discussion, I should say. All right, all those in favor of approving the grant indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And Commissioner Hepstay, you stole my line, but we wanted to say thank you for accommodating us. This is a very important thing and a very tight timeline. We didn't have a whole lot of time to prepare the grant and turn it around, and that tends to be an annual issue for us. But we appreciate the commission, President Majdi, working with us to schedule this and get it set in a timely fashion so we could maintain this grant. Because if even 2 days later, we would not have been able to.
Thank you.
Happy to do it. Excellent. Okay, we are moving on to.
Could we take a quick break?
Oh, yeah, let's take a quick recess. We need a bio break. We'll be back in 3 minutes and 46 seconds.
Okay.
Should we put it in the minutes that you stepped on?
Good.
Do you want it in the minutes?
Okay.
I think. If anything, until they get a chance to think about it.
When, oh, it's 11:15?
Yeah, I think, I mean, it's just, I don't think we're actually gonna do anything.
Well, but if, Eddie, if we do think that something's gonna happen at 11:15 that needs legal counsel, just let me know. I'm upstairs.
Okay.
But I think it's just a report, that better appearances matter.
If I could pardon the commission for a second on this next agenda item, I'm going to sit in the back
Okay.
because I found out from a map that a line might cross me too. That's better than I did over there.
All right.
Ms. BDS, do we have GIS staff here?
Okay, and video recordings on. I can go ahead. Excellent. Reconvening after a brief recess. Thanks for your patience. We're ahead of schedule, so we want to make sure all of our staff are available and connected before we started with this agenda item. We are on agenda item number 9, update on Marl and or Valley Link, pages 64 through 65. We had several comments during our public comment section on this topic, and that is a very small sample size compared to people all around the county who are very interested in this topic. As we all know here, but I'm going to say every single time, this is not a county project. The county is not building a transmission line. For those who are new to this topic, I know the people in the room are already familiar with that, but let me just clarify that. But this is a topic where we want to present information and be helpful to our community by presenting that information. With that in mind, I want to hand it over to my colleague, Commissioner Keys.
Yeah, so thank you for everyone who gave public comment this morning. We're not typically allowed to respond, but we heard you, and I very much appreciate you coming and spending the time here today on June 30th to help us understand the impacts to your property and your property rights. So the way I'm understanding it is we have a 765 kV line that's going to be going through a potential path, but there's a couple different options at this point through the southern part of Jefferson County. And so as a commission, though we are not in charge of picking these lines or having any decision-making, as our commission president, Majdi, said, there are ways and mechanisms that we can help our constituents understand information quickly so that they understand and are emboldened to understand their property rights and the many things that are ahead of them. So one of the mechanisms that we have is a GIS layering map. And so our GIS map typically has, and I'm just pulling it up here, we have a staff version, and then we have a public version. Where's our GIS?
Online.
Online. Okay. So I'll introduce her in a second, but my goal, and our commission voted, to direct our staff to add a layer of potential pathways that are coming through our county so that when residents are finding these letters in their mail, they can go into our GIS map and have their parcel shown with many other layers shown that will allow them to understand where their project is in relation to potential paths of disturbance to their land. So this will just allow them to get information quicker. And I believe it's our duty as a commission to support the needs of our community. So does our GIS want to say a few words, or who is here? Is it Jessica? Okay.
Hey, Jessica, if you want to go ahead and unmute.
Jessica, could you tell us how this GIS representation of information on our website would work, please?
Yeah, so we have a public research map available online that contains quite a lot of data layers for the entire county. We have parcels, obviously, zoning, land use, the streams, geology, all sorts of things that people can look at. And we have a staff member right now who is in contact with Valley Link to get the data layers for the path that they're planning to use, and we are going to add that to the map once we receive it.
Okay, great.
And just to let you know, I spoke with a representative from Valley Link yesterday, and they said they would not be sharing the information from their study segments yesterday.
Isn't that
okay?
Is that legal for them to not share public? Isn't that a legal right of property owners?
I would need to bring down our legal counsel.
Okay, we'll need another. So that's concerning.
Yes.
So let's look at this in a practical sense. So if I were potentially impacting our neighbors or through via eminent domain, you would want your information to your constituents as soon as possible. So delaying gives our residents less power. And so we need to be able to give that power as soon as possible. It's our duty. So I would like to hear from council, but I would think that getting information as soon as possible is our constitutional right. And we have that authority to request that information. So
I think there's a public information session this evening.
There is.
yeah,
Yes, it's at Shepherd College. I
Right.
think.
Maybe we can ask them,
right.
just in
Mhm.
person.
I
Hey,
will.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
can you
Yeah,
give
I'll
us-
be
can
there.
you
I'll
give
find
us
out.
the
Who's,
info?
who's actually running that section?
It's the same people that aren't privy to giving us this information.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Maybe we should have, our own public hearing at some point.
Yeah, so I'd love to invite them to explain that
I
viewpoint.
invited them to this meeting today
Yeah.
and they declined.
I guess,
And
we
then
should see
you
how
say-
the meeting goes tonight and see what kind of follow-up we need to do.
And typically how it works with these meetings, from what I've been to in the past, is they typically have stations around the room so that they can have information kind of picked apart, and maybe not the most transparent way.
Eddie, did you say they declined coming today?
Correct.
So are we waiting for legal counsel?
I,
I think he is recusing himself.
Another
I think
legal
she was-
counsel?
so
we should have
we
that.
have a separate legal counsel because this one is recusing himself, so he is on his way.
Right.
Okay.
So.
I have several comments.
Yeah.
If you want to go ahead. I didn't mean
Yeah.
to cut you off.
Oh, yeah. So from what I've learned, talking with property owners before today and hearing a lot of the public comment, there's been some folks that have said this could help farmers' values. With the 765 kV line, I don't think this is a value add. I think this is a loss and also a business loss. This is what I heard today from Ms. Catherine is you have 2 combat veterans who have spent their entire lives saving for this property for several business interests, but also their personal mental health, et cetera. And so I don't see that as a value add for you in, my commission capacity. So this is concerning to me because this is the most basic property rights. This goes beyond what political party division we have in this country and in this county and the state. This is your inherent right, for just compensation, but also for understanding your rights as soon as possible. So I personally will be very, this is concerning to me hearing this today that they are not willing to share publicly available information that is blown up on a big map so that folks actually understand how their properties could be impacted.
And while I understand they don't really know where it's going yet, still not passing that information is not good for the community.
Exactly.
No, I do look forward to attending Shepherd University tonight to learn more about the Valley Link line. As Commissioner, President Maji said, we do not control this line. This is not a project the Jefferson County Commission is doing. But Mr. Davies, I don't know if he's still here or not, he did say we do have a voice. And if this 765 line comes through Jefferson County, it is going to be devastating to some landowners. And if Jefferson County needed the electricity and we were having blackouts in Jefferson County, that would be a different story. If this line, they're just using Jefferson County for a path to get to Virginia, then my opinion is they need to do one of 2 things: run the line underground or run the line on towers through Virginia. It's pretty simple. Where do we know where the power plant is generated electric from?
I believe parts of Putnam County.
Okay, so you can clearly go east from Putnam County straight to Virginia and up to Leesburg.
Yeah, and additionally, to piggyback off your sentiment, the Virginia legislature, I think last week, introduced and passed, it hasn't, to my knowledge, it has not been signed by the governor yet of Virginia, but it's a electricity consumption tax so that they can tax the data centers for a wattage up to, I believe, $660 million.
100 million flat.
600 million flat every year. And so what that's essentially doing is allowing the citizens of Virginia to have a tax benefit from the electricity from an extension cord coming from West Virginia residents and the impacts, the devastating, potentially devastating impacts of our residents, not just through our county, but through our state. So
I'd
that
like
is.
to comment on that as well.
I am sorry to interrupt you, commissioners, but Jessica Gormand is actually at one of those 911 conferences as our CAD administrator, and she has her session about ready to start. I think because we don't have the information, what would be important is what she created the last time. There was something similar to give you an idea about what happened last time, and legal counsel has arrived, and it's my understanding that we should probably discuss those issues in executive session. So do you want about 2 minutes about what happened the last time from Jessica Gormand?
Yes, please. Thank you.
So you're up, Jessica.
Okay, sorry, I was just unmuting myself. Todd Fagan, my previous boss, actually handled, I believe you guys are talking about the PATH project last time, which was 15 years or so ago. He generated a few maps for the commission and for just the public to look at. I don't know how like the legal part and everything went with that because I was a tech at the time, so I wasn't really involved in the process. But I can get a hold of him if you guys want any information directly from him. And we do still have examples of that product if you guys want to see what it looked like.
Thank you. So I have thank you so much, Jessica. I appreciate all your hard work. What I would suggest personally, and I'll, leave this up to the rest of the commission, is there's a few layers of information that we will get. The first layer is probably general areas of parcels being impacted, but I would assume that eventually there would be shaded areas of impact where, say, they intend to go through 4.2 of their 70 acres. And so eventually I would see the benefit of having a shaded area on our GIS map for our layer. So that way, say it's a green shaded area for areas of direct impact, but still showing the boundary of the parcels with our other layers. But the first step would probably just be having general parcels highlighted that are part of this proposed pathways. There's multiple paths right now, but I think that first step is critical so folks know when they go to our website that we can quickly give them that information. And then as we have kind of we have a rough, but once we can color in the illustration, we can provide that additional information. Do you think that's something that as we get that information, depending on how legal counsel goes, that's something that's feasible for you?
Yes, sorry, the presenter was just talking to me for a second. But yes, we can, as we receive information from the company or from whoever we receive it from, we can add it to the map as we go. If there are multiple paths at the moment, we can actually make individual layers of these are the parcels for this path. If it goes that way, these are the ones for this one. If it goes that way, we just need the information of where it's going so that we can create that.
Great. And then the other thing too, that I think is helpful for the residents of the county, I just want to put on record, is some of the boundaries we have are, conservation areas on our map. So that also helps with the takers, if you will, understanding the historic elements that they're considering. So it goes both ways. This information is very helpful for understanding Jefferson County specifically. So this is a value add for our Jefferson County residents. So thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I have a few comments here. This is not a new issue to the commission.
Do you have any questions for Miss Jessica, because she has to jump off?
No. Did anybody else have questions for staff?
And just to let you know, we do have Rachel here, so she's listening to what's going on, and we can bring that back to Jessica.
Okay.
So, but Jessica, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your session.
Thanks, Jessica.
Thank you, Jessica.
Excellent. Before we move to get legal counsel, I do have a few comments. This is not a new issue for the commission. We've discussed it many times. We've passed a resolution on this. I've written an op-ed on this. I've given multiple news interviews on this, but if you haven't caught my position yet, let me tell you this. The idea that we're going to be giving up our land or even having it seized so that folks in Loudoun County and across Virginia can benefit is abhorrent to our community. We have just heard, I don't know if it's signed into law yet, but the Virginia Senate has approved Governor Spanberger's amendments to the budget. It looks like there will be a new electricity consumption tax in Virginia. In my opinion, this adds insult to injury. Will these tax benefits be used to address clean air and clean water in West Virginia? To make whole the people whose farms are seized? I don't think so. Land seizures in Jefferson County to the benefit of the Virginia economy are an affront to Jefferson County's values and to the welfare of our citizens. With this new development, I can assure you, you will be hearing more from Jefferson County on this topic.
I agree. Several of the meetings I've been to, looking at some of the directions they've talked about on it, they've got some easier direction through Virginia, but Virginia wants them to go underground instead of above ground and makes it more costly. So what they're looking for is the cheapest place to run this extension cord from, and that's Jefferson County, to take care of them. That's wrong.
Yeah, it is.
And I will do everything I can do to help support our residents.
Thank you. And I applaud our, Commission President Pasha Majdi for your leadership on this. So thank you. And I look forward to addressing the needs of the community.
Thank you very much. I have some questions for legal counsel, and I would ask that we go into executive session to receive legal advice on this matter. I'll go ahead and make that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Mood. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're going to go into executive session to receive legal counsel on this agenda item. Eddie, are you ready with the AV? Reconvening after receiving legal counsel.
I make a motion, we come out of executive session.
Moved by Commissioner Everstay, seconded by Commissioner Mood. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Based on legal counsel and discussion, I move to request the prosecuting attorney's office work with the county commission by researching any legal issues associated with the potential change in Virginia law and issues related to provision of information related to Valley Link.
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Majdi, seconded by Commissioner Mood. Discussion on this? All those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank
Okay.
you.
We'll move along with our agenda. Next, we have a very pleasant topic of discussion. Jefferson County Parks and Recreation, pages 66 through 70. Black Bear Park.
Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you so much for being here. We're very excited about this project.
Yes, so we've been working on this for a while, and we finally have a concept plan that I wanted to bring to the commission today and update you guys on the process. As you're probably aware, with the county comprehensive plan that you approved, I think last year, you know, Jefferson County is a growing community, and with that, more and more recreation needs are going to be needed. And that is something that Parks and Recreation is looking at. And we're doing our best to figure out, maybe some outside of the box ways that we can help provide additional recreation facilities to our county. So probably about 10 years ago, we worked with Jefferson County Schools and floated an idea of a park school concept, because in a lot of places around, if you build a new school, there's usually Parks and Rec as part of that process, whether they come in and use the gymnasiums or they build a park beside it. And it was something that we really wanted to start here in Jefferson County. And the schools were willing to, kind of work with us and start that process. And the first part of that is the new park that will be outside of Shepherdstown called Black Bear Park. Just a general overview, Jefferson County Parks and Recreation has 7 developed parks and 2 underdeveloped parks currently, which is about 500 acres. So adding this Shepherdstown Park will help meet the growing recreational needs of Jefferson County residents by expanding the access to outdoor facilities and program opportunities. And also starts to fill a blank where there was no county park near Shepherdstown. It's a 38-acre linear site located within the 101-acre property that is owned by the Jefferson County Board of Education. It is adjacent to the new Shepherdstown Elementary School. Parks and Rec has signed a 30-year ground lease with the Board of Education for this property to make it a park. And we signed that ground lease about, I think it was last January. So it's been about a year and a half ago that this project began. So with the existing site is basically just grass and fields currently. Again, the Shepherdstown School is kind of off to the side and behind the property. We started the public process for developing this park back in February, where we held several public open houses. Information was discussed at the board meetings. We have attended 2 Board of Education meetings. And have really tried to put out a lot of outreach to get the public's input in this park. And I will say we had a lot of feedback, a lot of public comment, which was very helpful and great in developing this process. We did have a steering committee. Commissioner Keys was part of that steering committee for this project.
Thank you for having me.
We had several board members that were a part of it, as well as Jennifer Brockman, who was a Jefferson County resident. We had Corporation of Shepherdstown was in part of it, as well as Jefferson County Schools, and then parents that were involved in the SCA in Shepherdstown were all a part of this project. And the children at Shepherdstown Elementary School actually named the park. So Black Bear Park came from there. They did a vote in the school system and named the park for us. So a lot of community input has brought us kind of to this point. So I have the large map in front of you. And again, I think you guys have some smaller conceptual maps that were provided to you as well. As you can see, we have included a little bit of everything for everyone in this. And again, a lot of what you see here is coming out from direct, feedback from the community. There's plans to build, multi-purpose fields, of course, parking, a large inclusive playground. The idea is that this would be a destination playground that will bring people into Jefferson County, just like a lot of the residents go, whether it's Frederick or Loudoun County for the large destination playgrounds. All of that will be 100% ADA, which is the poured in place materials. We also plan to do some sprint tracks, which are a new up and coming feature you see in a lot of parks. And also a track for bikes that can come in and use the space. With large green areas, picnic pavilions, pickleball, tennis courts. And I think it's a very well-rounded park and a great use of that 30 acres that would not have been used otherwise. So that's the general. We just kind of wanted to bring this plan to you, make the county commission aware of it, and let you know that we will be looking toward hopefully the county commission to get letters of support and recommendation as we move forward with applying for different grants and hopefully some community outreach to be able to start building this project out.
Excellent. And what's the plan for financing this?
So we are able to use impact fee funding for some of the project. So overall, if we were to build this whole park today, it would be about $24 million. Obviously, none of us have $24 million that we can just go write a check and make that happen. So grants are going to be the driving force behind this. And we also, there's been some discussion since we are really trying to do a large destination playground. We're hoping that there's some foundation grants that we may be able to tie into since we can do this with Jefferson County schools. So we are currently looking at that. And I think that will be our first step is to try to do some infrastructure, get the parking in, maybe start with some of the stormwater management projects in here and then try to get the playground built within the next, ideally, 2 years would be great, but
Oh, wow.
again,
That's soon.
it will all
That'd be
be on,
fantastic.
it will all be on funding. So there was some discussion about maybe doing some crowdsourcing, trying to get people to kind of buy into the project. So we're kind of working through making that list now. So we're hoping that you guys will support the project, with, like I said, letters and with grants. Kayla's always great about bringing grants to my attention. So if there's something that you guys see, we'd love to be made aware of it. And, we want to try to start pulling the funding together to make this happen.
Yeah, the LWCF notice of funding opportunity came out 3 weeks ago. I haven't been able to review it yet, but that might be an opportunity. I'm not a professional there. You guys are, but there could be some opportunities there. Of course, it's always difficult for smaller states with smaller populations to take advantage of that because of the regs, but we can get into that another time. I'm very interested in this and would love to see how we can be even more helpful. One of the questions I have is kind of big picture strategic is it looks like you're partnering with, you are partnering with the school board on this. Could you tell us about the history of working together with the school board? Is this a new type of partnership and what's the strategy there? Why the change in strategy, et cetera? It seems like a very smart move.
Yeah, so we've been working with Jefferson County Schools for, well over 20 years. We always use their facilities like this in the summer months. We go in and program several of their facilities to offer programming for children. We also use their facilities during the school year, to run, volleyball programs and soccer programs and everything because they have, the most gyms in the county. So we've always had that partnership and working. And if they need something from us, we do the same for them. And when we were really looking at land, and a lot of this came out of when we bought, James Hyde Park, land is expensive and it's not something that And Parks and Rec, again, can just kind of go write a check and say, hey, we need, 100 acres to do this or do that. So what they do, and we specifically went to Winchester because they've done this for a very long time. And the schools went up and met with them. We went and met with them as a group and kind of to see how they do it. And it's just when they look at land, they're typically looking at land around centers of the county that are going to have growth and are going to need that extra space. And the schools may buy, and I'm making up numbers here, but they might buy 200 acres of land. Well, maybe they only need 150 acres of that land. So being able to work with parks and develop, a site that can still be used for the public and for the community, kind of benefits everybody, because then we're not looking to buy additional land if they, may already have the land that we can use with them. So, this is the first concept, in Jefferson County with this, but hopefully, it works really well and we're able to move forward, and do this with other potential properties in the future.
That's brilliant.
What I like about this park too is you have kind of three quadrants. You have right off Gardner's Lane, you have something that and three kind of distinct parking lots, right?
Yes.
And the first entry point is more adult friendly activities. You have pickleball courts, basketball courts there, pickleball or tennis courts. But that's great because it allows for our aging community in Shepherdstown and Jefferson County to have that kind of separate place. And then you have the center area, which has a lot of the greenery space, some multi-purpose fields for, kind of busy flow with an additional parking lot. And then the end, you have that sensory friendly, ADA accessible playground. So I think this is a very smart use of 38 acres because it's a linear park. The efficiency on that land is great. And I'm really excited about the progression of these phases over time. So great job. And also great job for the fireworks too. You guys nailed it.
Thank you.
As the rep to your board, this is really a great plan. It offers a park that has something for everyone. So something that's easily supportable in the community. Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything you do. The fireworks were amazing. You knocked it out of the park, no pun intended. But thank you. And thank you for the weather that we had. I don't know who had control over that, but it was perfect. Thank you.
We give my daughter a hard time every year. It's like she calls the weather. And the past 2 years, she's like, it's going to storm. It's going to storm. You're not going to have them. It's going to storm.
kidding.
And we're like, man. So at the end of last year, like literally we're all standing there soaking wet. And we looked at her and we were like, don't you ever say it's going to storm again. So she has been saying since last year's event, it's going to work. It's going to be great. The weather's going to be perfect. It's going to be a sunny day. So all day she would text me on and off all day. Don't worry, it's going to happen. So we're just going to tell her now she calls the weather every year. So
We have the next topper shuts in Jefferson County.
maybe, but yeah, the weather, it was a little stressful there for a few days leading up to it, but the weather turned out beautifully. And we were very excited. I'm glad you guys got to see them this year, and we appreciate the county commission's support of that event. So thank you.
Yeah, I'd say, looking at all the park growth that you've done in the county, it is really amazing to see the different types that are coming in, the different areas in the county that are going to be affected by that. So it's just really amazing, just sitting here looking over all this plan and all the different types of things here. Like Commissioner Keys said, it's just something for everybody. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Director.
Thank you.
Our next issue is designation of July as Parks and Recreation Month. Would you like me to read the resolution?
That would be great.
Okay, here we go. Now this is, I need glasses. How do I zoom in on this thing? I don't know if I can. All right, I'll squint. Whereas Parks and Recreation is an integral part of communities throughout this country, including Jefferson County, West Virginia. And whereas Parks and Recreation promotes health and wellness, improving the physical and mental health of people who live near parks. And whereas Parks and Recreation promotes time spent in nature, which positively impacts mental health by increasing cognitive performance and well-being and alleviating illnesses such as depression, attention deficit disorders, and Alzheimer's. And Whereas Parks and Recreation encourages physical activities by providing space for popular sports, hiking trails, swimming pools, and many other activities designed to promote active lifestyles. And whereas Parks and Recreation is a leading provider of healthy meals, nutrition services, and education. And whereas Parks and Recreation programming and education activities such as out-of-school time programming, youth sports, and environmental education are critical to childhood development. And whereas Parks and Recreation increases a community's economic prosperity through increased property values, expansion of the local tax base, increased tourism, the attraction and retention of businesses, and crime reduction. And whereas Parks and Recreation is fundamental to the environmental well-being of our community. And whereas Parks and Recreation is essential and adaptable infrastructure that makes our communities resilient in the face of natural disasters and climate change. And whereas our parks and natural recreation areas ensure the ecological beauty of our community and provide a place for children and adults to connect with nature and recreate outdoors. And whereas the U.S. House of Representatives has designated July as Parks and Recreation Month. And whereas Jefferson County recognizes the benefits derived from parks and recreation resources, now therefore be it resolved by the Jefferson County Commission that July is recognized as Parks and Recreation Month in Jefferson County. Any heated debate on this?
Nope.
Okay, motion to approve the resolution as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved by, actually, you know what? Why don't you make the motion? You're the representative.
I make a motion to approve this enthusiastically and unanimously.
Yeah, fantastic. And I'll second it. Moved by Commissioner Heffesay, seconded by Commissioner Majdi. All those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Thank you so much, Director.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
All right. Let's move along. Anybody need a break? Let's move along pages 71 through 78. Director Goodwin, Jefferson County Department of Engineering, Planning, and Zoning. Luke.
Happy to be back.
Fantastic.
Our item today is actually a very brief one. There was a public hearing scheduled for the M&A Investment Group rezoning request or zoning map amendment request scheduled for July 2nd. As that meeting's not occurring, I spoke with the applicant and we're requesting that the public hearing before the county commission be rescheduled for August 6th.
Okay, does that work for everybody? If so, I'd like to hear a motion to move Chair would like to hear a motion to schedule a public hearing on August 6th, 2026 for the M&A Investment Group zoning map amendment. Is there such a motion?
I so move.
Moved by Commissioner Heffesay. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Stolper. Any debate on this scheduling matter? Hearing none. All those in favor of moving the public hearing to August 6th indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners.
All right. Next up. This is something we've been looking forward to for quite a while. Do we have Ms. James available, our Chief of Human Resources? You can come back to it if needed. County Administrator, I need your advice. Are we gonna go with this agenda item or go to Mr. Bound? Okay, excellent. We're gonna move along to agenda item number 13. Mr. Bound, Chief Financial Officer. We're on pages 80 through 87. We will return to the hires for EMT in just a moment. But right now, our CFO has the floor.
Oh, thank you, Commissioners. First, we'd like to have a request to approve the commission ambulance fee adjustments and exonerations as presented. It's just a few.
Anything out of the ordinary this time?
No, sir.
Okay. I'll move to approve the commission ambulance fee adjustments and exonerations as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Heffesay. Discussion. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously.
We have two requests for department budget adjustments, transfers and adjustments. And this is pretty much looking at year end. Thank you for having this last meeting on the month. We can clean up some operation expenses operational expenses for various departments and also, let's see, JCSA.
So transferring
second
from one to another,
Correct.
zeroing out, no impact on.
Exactly. Yes. All
Excellent.
budget friendly, all one debit to one credit, equal and opposite. Yep.
So, the one that was included in the packet originally included
Yes.
800,000.
County Administrator, I'm sorry, but if you could. turn
The
on
last
your
item,
mic.
the last two items that for Department 053, that was if we're going to process a check, we're going to go and do something electronically with that last, the final payment for the JCESA building.
So the 800,000 is not included, correct?
That should not be included, correct?
So you'll see later in the agenda that we're moving money between historic ESA accounts so that it can be debited directly from that ESA account and doesn't need to be debited from the general county.
The draft motion says as presented. Is that still appropriate with that clarification? Is
Yes.
phrasing as presented appropriate?
Correct, yes.
Okay, Chair moves to approve the budget adjustments as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Heffesay. Discussion, questions? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously.
Then we have 3 items for grants. Let me pull that.
Excellent.
document up. Yes.
Grants, grants, grants. We like to see that.
And Ms. Kayla will take care of that.
All right.
Thanks.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Almost afternoon. I have 3 items. One is a award. The other 2 are applications that I will be hopefully submitting soon. The first one is, both of these are congressionally appropriated funds that county administrator applied for before my time. So we just have to submit an application. They're already, I guess, they are already given to us, but we have to apply. So the first one is for the relocation of the health department at $345,000. That's just to move the health department to this building.
Okay, I'm struggling to follow along here. Is this a request to approve the grant or to approve the application for a grant?
To approve the application.
Okay, we might need to restate.
Am I out of order on that? I don't actually have the agenda request in front of me.
Okay. What is the name of the grant?
This one is the HRSA Community Project Funding, Congressionally Directed Spending.
So
that might be out of order.
The commission
Yes, yes,
applied
went
for
off.
this in 25. We submitted the earmark request. The earmark request went through the approval process, which has been approved by Congress. This is the weird thing about an earmark is once you have already applied through Congress, you didn't have to apply again. You apply through a grant process and you are the only eligible applicant. So the request here
is weird.
is that we apply for as the only eligible applicant for the earmark that we've already received. And it's basically the way that the administrative agency can make sure that you have all of the requirements if it's Build America or if your match is there. And so this is to ensure that what you said you're going to do is done.
So I can see why the motion's a little bit confusing with that background information. Would you recommend that we move to approve the grant or move to direct staff to apply for the grant?
Direct staff to apply.
Okay, Chair moves to direct staff to apply for the HRSA Community Project Funding Congressionally Directed Spending CPF/CDS grant. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Majdi, seconded by Commissioner Stoliper. Discussion. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's passed unanimously. Next.
And the second one is very similar, same situation. This one is for license plate readers at $120,000. This is the Burn Discretionary Community Project Funding Congressionally Directed Spending Grant through the Department of Justice.
Chair moves
So-
to, go ahead.
Also moved.
Okay, Commissioner Stoliper moves to direct staff to apply for the FY26 Burn or Bryn Discretionary Community Project Grant. Chair seconds. Is there discussion on this? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. One more?
Yeah, this one is to sign the award document for the Emergency Management Performance Grant for our Homeland Security Department. You had approved the application for this one a couple months ago, and we have been awarded $50,526. So this would just be to approve and sign the award document.
Okay.
So moved.
Okay, sounds good. And that would be authorize the chair or the president or the chairman to sign the award. Is that right, Eddie? County Administrator?
Ready to have him sign right now?
Yes, I do have the document.
Okay, there's a motion to approve the FY 24 Emergency Management Performance Grant Award and authorize the president to sign the award. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by, moved by Commissioner Soliper, seconded by Commissioner Heffesay. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. I'm happy to sign that now. Excellent. And that wraps Mr. Bound's presentation, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
But why don't we take just 30 seconds and then I'd love to have Ms. James come up. Okay, now the topic I'm incredibly excited about. Chief of Human Resources, Ms. James, please come on up. We're on page 79. This is a big day for the county.
Thank you so much. I apologize that you do not have the names in front of you. Last week, after returning back from vacation all day on Thursday and Friday, we held interviews for the firefighter EMT and firefighter paramedic positions that are currently vacant at the ESA. Out of 15 interviews, we have identified 8 candidates for hire, 7 of whom are firefighter EMTs and 1 of whom is a firefighter paramedic. I'll be happy to present those names to you as well as the starting salary and then the increase that they would receive after 6 months successful completion of the probationary period.
Yes, 2 things. First, if you could present the information that we need to make this official and technically correct. And then also, if you could give us a little bit of the history of the hiring for these positions, and that could be either you or the county administrator. And I know we're going to want to comment on that.
Okay, yes. So for the 7 firefighter EMTs, the names are Tenley Horman, Dustin Harmer, Marcus Moore, Austin Croy, Lee Garrett, Darren Hamrick, and Wesley Alt. Again, they will be hired as firefighter EMT 1s at a starting salary of $21.70 per hour. And then they would increase to $22.24 per hour after successful completion of their 6-month probationary period, and then that promotion to firefighter EMT 2.
Chair moves to approve those hires as presented by Ms. James.
Second.
It's been moved by the chairman and seconded by Commissioner Mood. I'll have some discussion on this, but I don't want to do it now. I'll do it in just a second. Any questions on this matter before we approve the hires?
And the start date is when?
Oh, yes, the effective date would be the Sunday before. Sorry, I don't have it written down. They will be starting their orientation week on Monday, July 13th. So the Sunday prior would be the start of the pay period.
Be Sunday, July 12th.
Correct.
Okay. Do we need any more information to make this technically accurate? No? Okay. Thank you. Great question. All those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes unanimously.
Okay, and the next individual, Claire Russell, we will be hiring her as, or we're requesting the approval to hire her as a firefighter paramedic 1, starting salary of $27.57 per hour with an increase to $28.26 an hour after successful completion of the 6-month probationary period, and then the promotion from firefighter to firefighter paramedic 2.
Excellent. And Commissioner Keys has a question. What is the effective date?
Same for the other, July 12th.
Okay, great,
Excellent.
thanks.
Chair moves to approve as presented.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Soliper. All those that, any further questions before we approve the hire? All right, all those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Okay, this has been a long time coming, and this is a huge push that's going to change the county. Can you tell us about this, how we got here, why this is important, how this is relevant, et cetera? I could direct the question to County Administrator or to you, Ms. James, however you think is best.
So I'll just go over some of the highlights prior to new Chief Gorman coming on hand. We did not have a very robust hiring process for the ESA. The screening sort of lacked some of the standards of our surrounding counties, and we wanted to be in line with them. So we have incorporated physical agility assessment, a written assessment for pre-screening. Then for those individuals that made passing grades on those items, they proceeded to the verbal interview process, panel interview. And then the individuals who succeeded from there were made contingent offers upon successful completion of a psychological evaluation and pre-screening for background check and drug screening as well. I'll also defer to County Administrator Benitez if she has more to add.
Additionally, this required cutting pretty substantially from several other departments, including economic development and homeland security. Both of those were cut operationally and by staff in order to make this work. Then this also incorporates part of the rural ambulance rural ambulance funding that is in effect after July 1. So all of those things had to happen. So many, many, many dominoes lining up in order to be able to afford and then ensure that we're hiring very well. Also, 4 of these recruits are going to be going to recruit school starting in August. So that's really like next month at this point, since we're almost in July. This is a monumental change in how the ESA operates, just outstanding professionalism when you're talking about this agility test, this written test, going through a psych background. All of those things weren't done before, and a recruit school. And so I'm just really proud of the work that Jess and Chief Gorham have done in order to bring this department really to the next level. You had an amazing department before, and it's just on this trajectory really to lead the entire state of West Virginia on what a combined fire and EMS service can look like.
We have an expert on our commission.
So the whole process has changed tremendously. The county administrator set up meetings with other area fire departments to see how they were doing things. We met with them, looked at them, talked with them about what they could do, how they could help us. Then we brought in Chief Gorham after he got hired, and kind of just molded everything together. And Chief Gorham got with PST, which is your public safety training, and they helped set up exactly what they talked about, the physical agility test, the hiring process. So we've got a hiring process that is very similar to other career fire departments around us. I think it will end up producing much higher quality applicants. And then the applicants coming in and going through a training academy, we've never done that. And I think that in the long run will produce a better firefighter EMT for the citizens of this county.
This is a hot button topic in the county. It's been brought up a lot. What some folks may not understand is that fire is not required by the county. Ambulances are.
By the state.
Excuse me, by the state for the county to execute.
Right.
It's not a county obligation to do that. So the way that we're approaching this is an important strategic question. how are we going to address this issue in the long term moving forward? And with our new leadership's direction, as we heard during our last meeting, we're going to work closely with the volunteer firefighters, which I think is a very smart move, and work together with them to make sure that we are adequately staffed, not just on fire, which is in large part outside of the county through our volunteer firefighters, but also our ambulances, because the two are directly intertwined. That is something that I think folks may not understand. This system that we're embracing under the direction of Chief Gorham is smart. It's good for the long run, as Chief Mood said. And I'll say that, there's a lot of discussion about how we need more ambulances in Jefferson County. I hope people understand that there's no benefit to having an empty ambulance. You have to staff the ambulance. That's the problem. And we're addressing that problem today by significantly increasing our staff. This is, I believe, the largest investment in staff for EMTs and firefighters in history, or at least in recent history. It's a major move for the county. I'm incredibly proud of the great work that's been done by our staff, by the hiring that's been done by the county administrator to bring in Chief Gorham, who's setting the direction here, by the council from our in-house experts, Commissioner Mood, to help set the direction. And I'm incredibly grateful for the input that we got from the fire chiefs all around the county last year as we were compiling information and helping to set a direction for the future of the county. I think we're in a good position now. We're certainly moving in the right direction. And I just hope that folks understand that the issue is staffing. We can buy ambulances. That's not the problem. The issue is staffing, and we're addressing that issue head on today. Other thoughts, comments, questions? Okay.
I'd like to think we're doing a little bit of cleanup
Mhm.
too. So thank you for everyone.
Excellent.
Jessica, thank you.
You're welcome.
And we have moved and approved already, right? We took the vote? Did we?
No.
Don't think so.
Not on the last one, right? Not on the last one.
Okay. What is the last one that we need to do?
The hire of the firefighter paramedic one. Her name is Claire Russell.
Mhm.
And starting rate would be $27.57 an hour with an increase to $28.26 an hour after completion of the 6-month probationary period and the promotion to firefighter paramedic 2.
So move
With an effective date of July 12th.
Correct.
Moved by July 12th, 2026, moved by Commissioner Soliper, seconded by Commissioner Mood. Any further questions? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Congratulations. This is a great day.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right.
That's really good news.
It's just fantastic. A lot of hard work was put into that. Okay, this is the proclamation. Let's move on to agenda item number 14, page 88. Mr. Grow.
Yes.
Council has moved that. Embracing the arts, as we always, we're big supporters of the arts here at Jefferson County. Council has requested that we move into executive session. Moved by the chairman. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hefsey.
So
Thank you. For the purpose of receiving legal counsel on agenda item
14, 1, 2, and 3.
14, 1, 2, and 3. Is that right, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There's a motion to, well, you heard it. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. We're going to go into executive session to receive legal counsel on agenda item 14. Y'all want to sign this? This is the Parks and Rec proclamation. I do not know how to. Killing me. Reconvening after an executive session in which we received legal advice. I think we need a motion. Commissioner Hapestay, you want to lead
Yes,
the way?
I make a motion that we come out of executive session.
Moved by Commissioner Hapestay, seconded by
Second.
Commissioner Stolper. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. All right. Thank you so much. We do have an action to take. Anybody want to lead the way on this one?
Sure, I'll take a stab at
Okay.
it. To comply with recent changes mandated by the legislation and consistent with longstanding county provisions for hourly employees, I move to increase the limit on total accrued earned vacation days permitted to be carried over from one calendar year to the next for deputy sheriffs from the present limit of the 30 8-hour days to a new limit of 45 8-hour days.
It's a motion by Commissioner Stolper. I'll second it. A discussion on this. I'll just say thank you, legal counsel, for monitoring this and advising us on how to stay compliant with the law. Other questions, comments? All those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. And I believe we're moving on to agenda item 15. Is that right, County Administrator?
That's correct.
Excellent. Please proceed.
Okay, so first is we are in the process of paying off the ESA building in Ranson. And this was the direction of the commission at the last meeting. In order to do that, the USDA will debit one of the accounts that it's been debiting for the mortgage payment. So we need to have the full balance in that account in order for it to be debited for the final payoff. So the suggested motion is to approve a transfer of $760,000 from the Historic Emergency Services Agency account ending in 5974 to the Historic Emergency Services Agency account ending in 1986 to facilitate the payoff of the Emergency Services Agency building in Ranson and to authorize the signatories on the accounts to execute all documents necessary to complete the transfer.
So moved.
Second, it's been moved and seconded. Discussion on this matter. You know what? I'll wait till all the actions are done, then I have some comments. Questions or comments from the commission? All those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passed unanimously.
So the second request is again a follow-up of trying to pay off this building, which was the direction of the commission at the last commission meeting. And that is the approval of a loan closure letter so that the loan is closed in addition to being paid off. The draft letter is in your packet. So the suggested motion is to approve the loan release letter for the Ranson Emergency Services Building as presented and authorize its execution.
So moved.
Second, it's been moved and seconded. Discussion on this? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passed unanimously.
So the next is at the commission's May 21st meeting. David was on vacation, so you got the B team. And I requested closing too many accounts, which means that we would have closed the ambulance transfer fee account. So that's when someone is transferred by ambulance and we bill their insurance. That's where the money goes, is into that account. So the request is to amend the commission's May 21st action to authorize the emergency services operating and general account ending in 5974 to remain open as an ICS account for the receipt of ambulance transfer payments, with the balance in excess of $5,000 to be automatically swept into the county general fund.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Moved by Commissioner Stolper, seconded by Commissioner Mood. Discussion on this? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. I missed my chance. I wanted to go back to the buildings. There's been some folks have tried to say that there's a lack of transparency on this. I see it very clearly stated in the agenda. The motions are very explicitly stated out. It's going to be in the minutes. Do my colleagues on the commission think we need to do anything further here? I think this is very straightforward. I don't really understand this commentary about a mystery or a lack of transparency here.
All I can say is my observation is the people who are accusing us of not being transparent are the same people that generally just don't pay attention to anything.
Mhm.
And I don't know how you can make them pay attention. But the information's there. It's been fed to the public so many times in so many different ways, and we still get the same responses. So I'm always disappointed when we have few people who are considered to be pretty intelligent and well-informed kind of make those accusations, but at the same time, they won't call anybody or talk any details. I want to know what the source is, and they're not telling us.
Mm.
Well, what's their problem? And I'm having a hard time grasping that.
So with regard to the building and the historic ESA accounts, we included even the bank statement from the month that the department became a department. And I really recommend, if there are any questions going back to that packet, we really tried to include every bit of information, walking everyone through each step. So that's a great source of information, and we're always available to answer any questions if anyone has them.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's move on to the next item.
The next one is for credit card processing. So this was in part of modernizing how the ambulance fee office works and improve its operations. So the requested motion is to approve a credit card processing agreement as presented. It's included in the packet.
I'll move to approve the credit card processing agreement as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Stolper. It's moved by the chair, seconded by Commissioner Stolper. County Administrator, anything significant about this?
Yeah, in the past, the ambulance fee office has only been able to accept payments in cash or in or by check, and that is not how people operate in 2026. So this allows for people to be in and out of the office substantially faster.
Oh, well, this is great. And hopefully it will increase our rate of acceptance of fee payments. I think that's the word for it, but we're 1.7 million short. We're going to get a report on that and how to close that gap, but hopefully we can help prevent that problem in the future by having modernized services. So this is a good step in the right direction. Any further comments or questions? All those in favor of approving this credit card processing agreement indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Now, this is a big one. Exciting news.
This is exciting news. I will say that this has probably been at least a year in the process and should have been probably longer than that. And that is previously, the county didn't execute MOUs with other counties with regard to emergency services. Now we do, now we should. And so up first was the request that we execute an MOU with Washington County. We have, our ambulances are going back and forth quite a lot between Sharpsburg and Shepherdstown. We worked through multiple meetings and through our council and their council to finalize an MOU that allows us to always respond there and them to always respond here. The downside for us, if we would always respond, is that our ambulance would be out of county for a really long time. And so for the lower level calls, Alpha and Bravo, we're not going to be transporting, but for those higher level calls where someone really needs to get to the hospital very quickly, we will transport, but it will leave our ambulances out of service, out of county for quite some time. The same is true with Washington County. They'll always respond so that someone's there very quickly for those lower level calls and then be transporting for the highest level, those Delta or Echoes.
Well, this is huge news. And I know we've got a expert on the commission, but I got to say, this is something we've been working toward for quite a while. When you couple that with the historically big move for hiring for EMTs and firefighters, today is a big day for first responders in Jefferson County.
It absolutely is. It's just, everything is bit by bit growing and working better together. And it's really great seeing that.
I'll go ahead and move to approve the memorandum of understanding between the Board of County Commissioners of Washington County, Maryland, and the County Commission of Jefferson County, West Virginia, regarding mutual aid assistance as presented.
Second.
It's been moved by the chair and seconded by Commissioner Stolper. Further comments? Any questions for staff? All those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That passes unanimously. We have an update on grants, please.
Yes, so between your last meeting and today, we have applied for a ton, millions of dollars worth of grants. Kayla, will you come up to walk us through these grants? Our grant application policy allows me to sign for them so that we can get the grant in time. But then it requires that the county commission affirm the application, otherwise I gotta go pull it. So I need your affirmation of the following grants.
The first one is the Assistance to Firefighters Grant. The grant request that we sent in was $196,363.64. The county match is approximately 10%, so about $19,636.36. This was to purchase 40 sets of turnout gear and 40 face pieces for ESA.
So the suggested motion is to affirm the application of the Assistance for Firefighters grants for $216,000, of which $19,636.36 is a county match to be encumbered from coal severance and unencumbered after this one-time purchase.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Mood, seconded by Commissioner Stolliper. Questions? All those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. And I've got some comments on the whole thing, but I'll wait till we're done with the actions.
The second is the Fire Prevention and Safety Grant, also through FEMA. The grant request was $198,418.09. County match, believe that was about 5% of $9,920.91. The main part of this application was to support a community risk reduction initiative, which includes a temporary 2-year community risk reduction specialist, home safety assessments, public education, and installation of smoke alarms, carbon monoxide, natural gas detectors. And then,
So the suggested motion is to affirm the application of the Fire Prevention and Safety Grant for $208,339, of which $9,920.91 is the county match to be encumbered from coal severance and to be unencumbered after this one-time purchase.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Mood and seconded by Commissioner Stolliper. Debate? All those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Safer.
so this is the Staffing for Adequate Fire and Emergency Response Grant. We requested from FEMA $444,035.79 to fund 3 firefighter/EMS positions over a 3-year period. So it's 25% the first 2 years of county match and then 65 the third.
I move to approve as presented on page 92.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Mood. Any debate?
So what I will have to let you know here is that this is an increase. So we just funded 8 positions. So this would be that the county will need to cover through its salaries and wages line an additional 3 staff. So it will be covered in part for the first 3 years, but after that it will, even while we're covering those first 3, it will be $276,022.26 over the next 3 years that we will need to find within our budget.
Excellent. Well, this is a top priority for the county. Further comments on that? Questions? All those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Wild East Action Fund.
This was a $20,000 grant request, was submitted to install an accessible floating fishing dock at Moulton Park.
Oh, wonderful. We had talked about that during one of our work sessions. I move to affirm the application of the Wild East Action Fund grant for $20,000, of which $3,528 will be matched by Jefferson County Parks and Rec.
Second.
Moved by Chair, seconded by Commissioner Jefferson. Debate? Questions? All those in favor of the affirmation indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's unanimous. Passes.
The next is the ASPCA Critical Shelter Infrastructure Grant. This was a $35,000 request to replace aging kennel fencing gates, guillotine doors, and related infrastructure at Animal Control.
I move to affirm the application of the ASPCA Critical Shelter Infrastructure Grant for $35,000, of which $0 as the county match. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Moot. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Rural Business Development Grant.
This was a $75,000 request to USDA to complete engineering and planning activities related to water and sewer infrastructure at Summit Point.
I'll move to affirm the application for the USDA Rural Business Development Grant for $75,000, of which $0 will be matched by
Second.
the county. It's been seconded by Commissioner Heffesay. Debate and discussion on this. Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. And I believe we have one more.
Yes, this is the West Virginia First Foundation Community Catalyst Grant. It was a $500,000 request over 3 years to support the reestablishment of the Jefferson County Day Report Center for staffing personnel costs.
I'm glad we're ending on this because it's a great segue into commentary. I'll move to affirm the application for the West Virginia First Foundation Community Catalyst Grant for $500,000, of which $0 will be matched by the county. Is there a second? Seconded by Commissioner Mood. Discussion, debate. All those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Yeah.
Any opposed? That passed unanimously. This is fantastic work. I think it indicates that we set out a strategy for trying to bring in money from outside the county to help balance our budget and to pay for things that we desperately need. And hopefully some of these will come through. We've seen earlier in our agenda today, we have received quite a bit of money from outside the county, whether that's from the federal government or state programs and what have you. Let's see if we get some singles, doubles, and home runs from this. But clearly, the investment in this position and this line of work is paying off for our county. I remember there was Commissioner Stolper. I know you were on the commission when we established this policy for applying for grants, and there was actually a debate over it. People were saying, "Oh, we need full transparency," and what about this, that, and the other? Look, I believe in transparency, certainly, but we need to put pedal to the metal here and apply for as many grants as we possibly can. This new policy and the system that we put in place is going to bring millions of dollars for Jefferson County residents.
Yes, and adding Kayla to our staff and going after all these grants was a great move. We never had a grant coordinator before, and this is a huge turn on an investment. I do appreciate the hard work that you do.
All right, we are getting close to the end of our agenda. I did want to recognize something. This is our last meeting before we celebrate the 250th anniversary of the birth of this country. And before I lower the gavel, I want to say it's a proud moment to be an American. I feel incredibly proud and grateful to be an American. And one of the foundational principles of this country is no taxation without representation. And there will be some more discussion on that principle moving forward in Jefferson County. I'm looking forward to engaging on that topic further. But happy 4th of July, everyone. Any other comments from my colleagues as we ring this out and close out our first 250 years as a great nation?
Well, I'll never forget when George Washington asked me my advice. I get a lot of comments about being so old, but it was a guy named George. It wasn't President George Washington.
Okay.
That was a guy named George Washington. So, but yeah, yeah, this is great for our country, great for our nation, great for West Virginia. So, and I feel like we're patting ourselves on the back sometimes. But I really do think this commission is moving in the right direction. Not always united, but pretty well congenial when we disagree. And that's important to getting the job done. So thank you all, fellow commissioners. And thank our beloved staff. Eddie has brought so much to this county, and the people that you've brought in, you know, I'm still waiting for you to have hired somebody who is a dud. And it just hasn't happened. I mean, we've got a great CFO. Our Kayla's doing a great job. Our new fire and rescue guy, I hear nothing but good things about these people. And some of the organizations that were there before you came, you've only strengthened them. So thank you very much. I also want to mention, again, I think we've established an outstanding working relationship with the prosecuting attorney and the office. And I really want to thank Steve for your contributions, Nathan, and of course, Adam Ward has been spectacular in support for all of us. And it's nice to get legal advice before we jump into the fire. I hate being told afterwards, you can't do that. So thank you very much. So that's my comments. But yeah, I'm proud to be an American too. So my ancestors came here and settled pretty much locally back in 1750s. So
Amazing.
yeah.
It's been a great 250 years. I had ancestors that fought on during the American Revolution, and we've been here a little while. And here's to another 250 great years of America. Cheers.
Cheers. Absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you in the new year after our 250th anniversary. And we are done with business, so we will close out.
Good.
I should have said which side. Before on the good, this side.